Alright, welcome back to the build. So in this video we are going to mount the diffuser on the chassis, so stay tuned. Okay, well this is where we left off. We installed the transaxle in the Superlite coupe chassis. I talked about these triangulation bars and I installed them. I had to fab up some spacers to get them oriented properly, but basically this bar triangulates the frame, and then the other two bars triangulate the transaxle with the frame, so it adds torsional rigidity to the frame and also to the engine subsystem, engine and trans subsystem. Because the engine was moved back a bit, normally you put these bars in between the ears of the bracket, but I decided to move them back just so the angle was, minimal angle to connect to the trans. Then I fabbed up a little spacer here. These are the ears, just so there's just not a lot of angles and it's as strong as possible. All right, but in this video we are going to focus on installing the race-tailed diffuser, and I've got it sort of placed where it's going to go. There is an interference spot. I got to trim a little bit of this off just because that trans was moved back. So we're going to trim that off and then we're going to put it into place, and then we'll talk about what you need to do to really secure it. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, well I got the whole diffuser fitted, which is trimmed up so that it goes where it needs to be. But let's take a step back here. The diffuser itself serves a couple purposes. I mean, it does add some amount of downforce out the tail of the car as the air flows over those rear wings or rear spoilers in the diffuser. But basically the massive rear wing, I've got a carbon fiber rear wing, which is just a thing of beauty, and that gets held up by two stanchions which get attached to the plates, the side plates. So that's one purpose. The other purpose is on the sides of the diffuser, that's where the pivot and the hinges go for the rear clam. So, it's just an integral part to the car. But anyway, I did some trimming, and I want to point out a couple things. So, because we moved the trans, I had to trim in this area, I had to trim over here, and I also trimmed just a bit over there just to give myself a little breathing room. And the way the diffuser is delivered by RCR, and this is just sort of typical for this build. RCR packages this car so you could use all different trans and all different engines, and the parts sometimes are a bit generic, and they leave it up to the builder to attach the parts. So in this case, they do provide a couple brackets, these top two brackets, but basically we have to find a way to attach the sides, which is where those brackets are, and also it rests on the cross brace, sort of down in there. If you can see where the green thing is, hard to get a good shot. Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. It's resting right on the top of the frame. So I'll make an angle and attach it there. This particular bracket doesn't seem to work. I mean, it's sort of too wide, and also the angle on it is just not right, and the holes, that forward-facing hole is just too high. So I'm either going to bend these brackets up, or more than likely I'll just remake them. But that's what building an SLC is. You make a lot of brackets. All right, and then I have to find a way to attach this to the transaxle. So that's what we're going to be up to. I won't show a lot of work in process, but I'll show you the brackets that I come up with, and then we'll take a look. All right, well, we got to squeeze one in for all you bracket lovers. So anyway, what I did was I took some new metal stock. I used a hacksaw and cut a 45-degree angle through half the stock, and then put it in the vise and bent it over. And look at that alignment, beautiful. And what I'll do is I'll trim this up and then I'll actually weld back some metal here to add some strength, but that certainly looks a lot better. All right, well, I'm addicted to making brackets, but anyway, I welded the backs of these, and man, welding steel is so easy. It's actually fun. Welding aluminum though is really hard. But anyway, these came out great, so I'm gonna I'll put these on and drill the holes in the diffuser, and then we'll move on. All right, well, we're coming to the tail end here. This will be the next to last video. So I've got those side brackets attached with the bolts. You can see them. Also, I fabbed up just these simple 1/8 inch angles, 2x2 angles. I'll use there we go, right over there. So that attaches that bottom brace to the center section of the diffuser. And also there's get my finger out of the way. Also, you can see the screw goes through that pocketed area on the frame. So just had to be careful to make that right in the center, because I want to put a nut, and if I got it too close to the top, it wouldn't be strong enough. If I got it too close to the pocketed area, there'd be no room for a washer and a nut, so I had to take some time and do that. I also got a 1/4 inch space right in there for the wing upright. And then lastly, I basically am building the last set of brackets, and these are 3/16 inch angles. I needed 3/16 because I needed them to be a little taller, and they don't make that in 1/8 inch stock. But anyway, these two brackets really add some vertical and lateral stability to the whole setup, and they piggyback off the ears that get bolted to the transaxle. So this is something that, you know, Alan up in Connecticut, he's sort of the SLC master builder. He does it this way, and a few other builders did it this way. I will tell you, this thing is rock solid. I mean, this thing just doesn't move. You could put, you know, a lot of force on that. Last comment here is, you know, if I was tracking it, I can take one of those brackets, these brackets, and mirror image them on the bottom. And also, guys who track the cars, they tend to box this bracket in to make it a little stronger. There's other ways to beef that up as well. But for street driving, this will be more than adequate. Really happy with the way this turned out. Okay, so I'll bolt this all up. We'll take one final look. We'll call it a wrap. All right, well, I think we'll call it a wrap. Another exciting episode of the SLC build. I've been known to put people to sleep as they watch my videos, but I'm documenting this for other people that are building these cars, or, you know, just want to understand the detail without being overly dramatic. But anyway, she is looking good. Those top brackets, in my opinion, look nice and clean. Yeah, I think Alan came up with that design, and it was opportunistic. You know, it's a good mounting place, and it looks good too. It always has to look good. All right, well, as always, thanks for watching, and take care.